can you find content creators for your mom's business in 2026? Okay, guys, I'm gonna break it down. I'm gonna give you a couple of options, and I'm gonna describe to you benefits, advantages, and disadvantages, so this way you can decide for yourself which option is worth it and which option is not. So let's get into it. And of course, let's just assume that you have a business and you need a bunch of content created, and you need that content for the purpose of promoting your business and getting more leads and more money, making more money. So where do you find the content creators? Well, your first intuitive approach would be probably to reach out to some sites like Upwork or Fiverr or whatever, any of those freelancer sites. Now, although there are some good people on there too, but in reality, guys, majority of those platforms are oversaturated. They charge you middleman fees on a percentage basis, and or excessive middleman fees of any sort. And of course, it becomes a gamble. Especially it becomes a gamble when you're paying somebody not based on results, but based on hours or efforts, which is of course questionable. And in many cases, this is how many moms over 40 end up falling into this trap, picking the wrong type of operator to help them grow their feudal kingdom. So, what is the next option? Well, the next option is to get somebody who is, uh, it's a combination of many different things, not just somebody, but a combination of certain systems, people, and networking. So, what I mean by that? Well, you see, we have American directory called Hypism. You join that directory and you get to connect with what's called freedom founders. Those freedom founders are, um, like pretty cool people. They have what it takes to help you create that content. You work with them, and yeah, and you get ahead of the game. They help you create that content, and the rest is just smooth sailing. And they help you gamify it too. So this way you don't have to be so overwhelmed or have to feel like you need to babysit them in order to produce results for you. Now, some of you will say, okay, I bet I'm ready. What do I do? Well, to do that, to get one of those freedom founders, you kind of got to understand other details. You have to understand the difference between a freelancer and a freedom founder. In many of the saturated sites that you are so used to, you will find freelancers mostly. Sometimes you may find somebody who is good, but in many cases, those are freelancers who are kind of making, just kind of waiting to make a quick buck on you versus really spending their time and helping you in a way where they're morphed into your business and creating that content for your business versus being sort of like a leech who is getting paid on an hourly basis and not based on results but on efforts. And unfortunately, this is what many moms over 40, they fall into this trap. They end up getting somebody on Upwork or Fiverr, and they end up getting overwhelmed, getting themselves a freelancer who doesn't really have any understanding about the business processing, any kind of business processes, and of course you get questionable results. This is why we always tell moms over 40, don't get the freelancers, get the freedom founders, because they will produce way greater and stronger results for your brand. They'll be able to create content. They'll be able to create funnels. They'll be able to integrate AI chatbots. They'll be able to do pretty much whatever you hire the freelancers for, except they operate on the feudal share concepts based on a performance level. So in simple words, you pay them on a performance basis. They operate on your business, they grow it, they work on it, and of course, the stronger they grow your business, the more profits you get, and the more profits you can distribute to the freedom founders. They work together in a gamified cohort, producing results for you constructing content the way it meant to be versus you paying on an hourly basis and getting questionable results that, frankly speaking, in many cases the content that you create gets completely out of sequence. If you try to outsource or explain to somebody how to do it, it's not going to be congruent with your business. It's going to be out of sequence. You're not going to be getting very good views. You're not going to be getting a lot of leads. You will only be kind of introducing extra work. Why does that happen? How come it happens in the world of AI? The reason is simple. When in a world of AI, when you do this by hiring people, you're really not connecting those business processes to the longer version of you, longer version of that business that you are trying to navigate through. And as a result, you end up creating gaps that cannot be fulfilled between whatever freelancer does, who you offloaded your work to, and your future you. And as a result, you end up redoing everything over again and simply cannot handle all of this, simply can't juggle all of it, which is why it's from the beginning a failure-based model. It should be only considered and entertained once you're generating some profits, where you have concrete, clear scope of work that needs to be done. Only then you're going to be entertaining the freelancer model. But in the beginning of your phases, I highly recommend you get in touch with performance-based freedom founders. Now, of course, not every freedom founder is going to be able to take you because essentially you're starting out. They don't want to work with people who are just starting out. So what do you do in such case when things are not working? Like, how do you convince those people to work with you? And this is exactly the reason why you would want to gain access to our resources and our training that our talent agency provides in order to help you maximize your chances of gaining access to some of those freedom founders, to maximize your chances of being connected with feudal lords, to maximize your chances of getting the right content creator to do the right work for you. And of course, guys, it takes a little bit of time. It takes a little bit of back and forth, picking the right person. And we do have a lot of people on Hypeism. This is our American directory. So if you wanted to connect with those freedom founders where you don't have to spend incredible amount of money on middleman fees, and wanted to get ahead of the game and get access to the freedom founders versus freelancers, then send me an email to info@hypeism.com or DM Path on my Insta. Either or will work. The link is in the bio. So anyway, guys, now that we got that out of the way, hopefully that will make sense for you. I'll see you next time. Take care.